Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
Good morning, everybody. It is the 11th Friday. Today we've got consumer expectations, but honestly, I just feel like the CPI was such a big deal yesterday. I don't know if it's really worth putting on a whole lot of risk today. So we'll see, but I think that we can chat. Yeah. I want to talk about combines today. But first let's go over here to the volume profile. So, yesterday we had, well, no, that's not the one that I want to look at. Yes. Okay. So yesterday we had a pretty good sell on the CPI news, but then reversal higher. But then they realized that that was a little bit too far, and so we kind of found some balance right here in the 3240. So here in this area, that was a balance is, I believe, significant. So I'm marking that 3240 area. In fact, hey, why don't we put a line there, huh? Let's put a line there. Horizontal line. Just because I think that this could, and well, why did it put it there? That is not where I wanted it. You know what, Ninja Trader? 3240. There we go. Oh my gosh, I that was dumb. I put it in the wrong place. See, you can tell how often I actually use these drawings. 4240. Okay, there we go. So I think that could be a gamma level that we get stuck at in the future. So treasuries also just absolutely took off yesterday. They were really happy about all this. So I also think that there is a rush for collateral in the market. Is it over? I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see how much the reverse repos are doing on Monday. Because from here, well, let's come back over here. I don't know why, but it doesn't save my preferences to look at a week. Maybe it's because I need to disable shields for this website. But next week we do have PPI, housing permits, FOMC. Yes, that's right. Okay. So next week we've got FOMC, and then the week after that, I think, is the Russell rebalance. So I think that they're probably still going to need that money, or that collateral rather, for quite some time. So maybe it's not over. I don't know. Oil had a reaction to the news, but it basically came back to break even. Gold, it did poorly at first, but I don't know. So I really think that gold should be higher, but they continue to struggle at 1900. But I don't know. I mean, part of the underlying theory here for gold was that inflation is coming. Well, it's coming, but it's not like it's not crazy inflation. And apparently you need crazy inflation for gold to take off. So gold and silver continue to be somewhat constrained. Here in copper actually taking a big jump this morning. And I should come back and look and see if there's a piece of news I missed on that one. But the dollar, look at the dollar. Dollar actually seeing some strength today in the overnight action, with the euro just taking a plunge. So that is interesting. All right, let's turn on our text to speech here. Oh my gosh, I need to blow my nose. All right, over to here. There we go. And man, the Treasury hasn't moved at all in the first 10 minutes of the open, which is a little weird. Only capacity utilization at the bottom of the hour today, so that is not particularly encouraging for what we're going to get here today, right? Well, let's see here. What does it say about IPO news flow was in the spotlight after China's largest ride-hailing company, Didi, filed for U.S. listing. People's Bank of China injected $10 billion via 7-day reverse repos. Bipartisan group of senators reached an agreement on infrastructure. Yeah, we heard all that. EU will take a measured response to any further unilateral moves by the UK to delay implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Taiwan Semiconductor is mulling building another advanced plant in the U.S. Perhaps Euro USD bulls taking heed of ECB's President Lagarde's latest statement about wire currency developments and/or the proximity of hefty option expiries is prohibiting buyers. On the flip side, expiry interest from 121.55 down to 121.50 should underpin the headline pair, and for good measure, there is more at the round number below. That is for the euro. Some signs of Friday fatigue, maybe, they say about that one. Copper reclaimed 10,000 handle as sentiment for red metal seems more constructive post-US CPI, with some potential tailwinds from the rise in iron ore overnight, with Dalian futures bolstered by signs of strong demand as Chinese port inventory hit a 4-month low last week. Okay. It just seems like a pretty strong move, but I guess that there's no real there's not a super strong reason for it to be going through, so. Oh, there we go. Chat is awake. Good morning, awake. Good morning, Ether Aider. Yeah, I guess people are just shy. I think that people are just already made their money because we made such great calls this week, and you guys were all 100% on the ball with it too. And you were like, I made so much money yesterday, I don't want to fuck it up by making dumb trades on a Friday. That's why you're all quiet. Maybe you aren't even watching right now because you're done for the week. Congratulations. That's what I think's going on, yeah? Yeah, man, this eye is watering a lot for some reason at the moment. Stream Deck 5.0, eh? Uzi says maybe. Yeah, well, Uzi did make some money from that yesterday, didn't he? He made some money this week, I know that. even though it wasn't even like half of what he could have made. Ouch. Made money and managed to lay a shitload of tile. Oh man. Dude, on TikTok, tiling TikTok is a thing. Tiling TikTok is a thing. And I saw this one TikTok where these guys they had created this screen, and I don't know how they did it, but it was like a screen. It was like there was a frame, but then the frame had little prongs that went down, and then that held a wire frame. So they put the frame down, and then you just put the tiles into the frame. And so these guys were laying down 6 tiles at a time, and they were going so effing fast. I was like, that would take me 30 minutes to put down 6 tiles, and they just did it in 10 seconds. Tiling is brutal. Videos of tiling grossly understate that usually. Yeah. Oh my gosh, there are so that's the one side of tiling TikTok. The other side of tiling TikTok is they'll do really complicated and sophisticated patterns. Like I saw this one that was like a I don't know what you call it, but they went like this, you know, going up. And they kept the pattern going around a corner. I was like, oh my gosh. Like and the amount of like foresight that they had to do to get it so that on that corner the lines would curve around the corner there instead of like, you know, 3/4 up the tile or whatever is like, oh my gosh. That's gotta be so tedious. Or when they cut the tile around really weird corners and stuff. No thanks. I don't have the attention span for something that meticulous, man. Good morning, Win. How are you? Thankfully, our tiling job is pretty simple. Just lots of tiles and large format too. Oh, okay. That's good. I got an email a few days ago, and I didn't really look at it the first time. So I looked at it this morning, and now I'm like, I can't stop thinking about it. So I'm looking into it now. Hmm. I know you're gonna be sitting there like, what is he thinking? I'm thinking, how much can I tell them about this? So one of the combines was I have a video that doesn't necessarily paint them in the best light. That they're saying that they're changing some things about their combine, and that they want me to try it again. And normally I would just be like, hell no. But then I'm thinking, oh yeah, but what about Jay? What about Jay? What if we put Jay on a combine? Oh, by the way, he's not on. We should turn him on. I think that day would be a good day to test him because, well, it's going to be a slow day. He's been doing well in kind of wishy-washy action. But, this is in one extreme side of it that we want the robot to be running during and seeing how he does. What's exciting in our Flashback Friday news day? Oh, man. The one thing is that it only took like one trade a day. Running it on a period of 12. So when I was running it on a period of 6, it was taking like way too many trades. Actually, let's look at the performance of it. Let's make sure that we got the whole week in there. Yeah, today's the 4th, right? Hold on. That's not right. Oh, yeah. No, I don't want the last 2 weeks. I just want this week. From the 10th. No. From... Today is the 11th. So from the 7th to the 11th. There we go. Okay. That's a little bit more like it. I always only made 2 long trades and it was kind of a scratch. Oh, that's interesting. But 8 trades over 5 days. I mean, I would maybe want it to do a little bit more than that, but I don't know, man. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, we round that up, and it's $100, and let's go even further and say that he makes that he trades the E-mini instead of the micros. That's $1,000 a week. And if the combine is supposed to be 2,500 or whatever it is, he could pass it in a month. It's possible. So maybe I could do it. I don't know. Part of me wants me to just say pound sand, but I don't want to be mean. I don't know. I'll think about it. I have a whole week to think about it. Being on vacation. Oh, yeah. So what I wanted to do, though, was I wanted to come in here and look at the analytics on it. It's like... Wow, it's been almost... Oh, not almost a year. I did it last September. Last September. think I might do it. Let's say here. But I think, oh man, I don't know. You don't really want to do a combine in June. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, we could combine him with these other ones too. Like, let's turn on Ace and Gabby today too. Well, the initial move in the treasury was down. So they didn't do anything. They decided to sell. So I'm going to take that as they perhaps the demand for collateral is over for now. We should go back and think about some of our other ones. Like I always sit there and think like, I have all these strategies that like back tested okay. And like, what happened with them? Why did I decide to not trade them? Now let's sort them by total net profit. So, what's this really? Oh, but that's because I went over such a long time period. And it's a really high reward factor. Wait, why did... Oh, because... Oh, that's really interesting. So it gets 44% profitable, but it gets 10 to 1. But... And it is over a really long time period too. But it's one trade per day. Huh. That actually is a little bit... I'm a little confused now. Like, Seth, this looks good. What was it that you didn't like about it? Sharp ratio was awful. Max drawdown is awful. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Let me do Monte Carlo here? Maybe. Yeah, that's why I didn't do it. Ouch. Even like the if I do a Monte Carlo analysis, even like the generous ones are giving me a drawdown of 16,000. Like that is not something that you could combine. Here, if we go to like, what is it? No, not analysis. Oh yeah, it is analysis. Monthly. And we do it by net profit. Wow, there was 1 month where it lost 12,000. Right there. February of 2020. Why aren't I surprised? Oh, man. Wait, where would it be? That would be... Oh, right here? Yeah. That's actually not that bad. In the larger scheme of things, that's not that bad. Because it made so much through here, but then look, through this whole time period, it was like made nothing, and then all of a sudden the pandemic, oh, this works really great. Because there's so much autocorrelation in the market, that's probably why. Yeah, I don't think that one's worth trading. Dude, what do you think? Yeah, probably not worth trading. Now this one, although it is, there are some things that are seem attractive about it. I wonder here, what was the... Huh. See, there's actually some setups with it that were even better. 100 period, 4 deviation. Gotcha. Stop, reward vector, fade, blah, 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 blah. See, this one right here looks even better. Slightly higher win rate, but it's like so much less trades. I don't know if that one would be appropriate for a combine. There's also this volume weighted moving average crossover one. That's a really weird one. This is one that I continue to be like, how does this make money? I don't get it. This one has a pretty nasty drawdown. For if that's only in 2020 and it lost 35,000 at one point. Like, yeah. Oh, and this one requires tech replay too. Yeah. Oh man, it got slaughtered in the pandemic, huh? Yeah, that one doesn't. That one looks like it's mostly just tracking the S&P 500, and that there's not actually a super great edge in it. Oh, that's funny that I got ultimate filters to show me some money. I'm more interested. Well, actually, that's interesting. So see how I got some of these, like, well, there's the Ace R one. I only left that one on the list because it just looks so good. It's like, oh yeah, if you take Ace's strategy and you apply a couple of other filters to it, then over the time period that we tested it on, it looks pretty good. 67%, but you only take 68 trades. 68 trades over a year. Well, that's a little, that's maybe just a little, like, I don't know if that, And then there's Gabby. Now, Gabby has a very high win rate in the back test, right? But when we were running her the other day, so let's check the properties here. Stop, reward factor. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's why. But let's do that. Let's do that. Let's switch her. Edit strategy. We'll cheat. It's not cheating. It's not cheating. It's just kind of like, but for a combine, like that's exactly what I want to do. Maybe we will run Maybe we'll run Gabby on the combine too. Maybe we'll run Gabby and Jay with how would you say ill-advised risk reward parameters. We could run that on it. Then there's Reginald. We should create a robot called Crazy Steve that buys all dibs over 1% on futures. Oh, dude, I actually can think of maybe a way that might be even better. How would I do this? I don't think it would work anymore, though. Yeah, because I thought about doing this. So earlier in the pandemic, remember it used to be like you would have these really, really awful days, and then you would see crazy amounts of absorption, like like multiple tens of thousands at the lows of the day, and then it would completely bounce back. But at least over the past month, that trade has stopped working. It's like the plunge protection team isn't there anymore. Right? So does Reginald use yeah, he does. So this one was, but you know what, it's just not enough trades. So this one was like, oh hey, this is like a really great trade, we should test that one out, right? And when we started testing, it wasn't anything even close to the performance of the back test, and that must be because they really just didn't have enough samples. Like really anything under 1,000 is questionable, you know. Some of these I actually saved. Oh, this one I didn't save, but I ran. So I saw this thing the other day. They're like, oh, Donchain channels are so great. And I'm like, no, I tested Donchain channels and they didn't work very well. So I went back and tried it again, made sure that my understanding of how they were using it was correct, and went and did it. And I'm like, yeah, no, it sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. It has an equal risk reward profit factor. You see that? That was the most optimized one. Actually, you know what? Let's run this again. Let's try this again, huh? Because I bet you. Let's see here. What's the one that did the best? Yep, a long target. Okay, let's do this. 0.5. No, right here. These are the cheating ones. Because it's like, you know, so basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at something and I'm like, well, this doesn't really have edge in it. But what if we also add risk to it too? If you're taking on risk, does it become like a good risk management kind of a strategy? Use targets. I wonder, I need to show you the code on this one, even. If volatility is like in the 40s, then no, yeah. You know what? Some of these strategies. Oh, that's actually a really good point. Actually. Okay, we'll go back and look at that in a second. Let's see here. This is a band, right? Donchain. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so it goes long and short, above and below the thing. So yes, that's what we want. I was making sure that it wasn't like it would stay in it no matter what. I want it like if it crosses the thing, it'll flip. But then it's also looking for a small thing. So that way we can see if it's a good risk management kind of a thing. So we'll use a small target, and we're testing all the different periods. And for stops, I'll let it do 32 as well. So that should give us a few hundred different iterations to run. 36. Oh, maybe not a few hundred. I misjudged how many different period parameters I was using. Nope. I guess not. True, use targets, period, stop, yeah. Okay. That is with the small target. Look at this one. This one takes so many trades. Using a 5 period? Oh my. But here, so we can do this. We only do this thing if we're in a position. Let's see how that changes it. And position dot market position equals market position dot flat. Okay. Now let's try it. Oh, here, wait. Let's get rid of the sound because it's too loud. I bet you every time that happens, you guys are like, oh, what? Actually, no. We don't need to do that. We just turn the sound off here because I bet it's way too loud for you guys. There's probably half of you are like, no, I like the Final Fantasy victory theme. Treasury's moved down another little step. Well, it was improved it. It improved it a lot, in fact. Actually, interesting. So it may have been looking so bad because of, it was just getting out of trades all the time. But you can see they're like 62%. It's not quite high enough, right? Like these ones are like 65. That's kind of where you got to get it into for it to really be a worthwhile trade. Well, let's change it. Let's do 1s and 10s and go back and do this. 10, increment by 1, run. Top of the hour.
Winston's mom says top of the hour, traders in time for a channel note. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. And traders gonna trade like mom's gonna mom, so by your traders gonna trade, Mux from the link.
So you see, when we change it, okay, wow. That's like, if you take on a lot of risk, you use the 32 tick stop, you can get things that look pretty attractive. Summary. That's a pretty nasty drawdown in poor Sharpe ratio. Does work though. So sort of the thing that we look for on this one is like, say that you're getting like 2-to-1 risk reward, right? Then you're going to need somewhere above a 40% win rate to make money, right? So if we're getting 6-to-1 and you're doing, 38%. That's actually pretty good, right? So that one's actually maybe there was some things. It's still not great. Like the problem here still is like the maximum drawdown is like really ugly. So and let's do it by daily. Okay, so that you can kind of see the time period. So you can see here, so there was this really wild swing during the pandemic, but look at some of the, like this drawdown and this drawdown right here are pretty aggressive. And even though I could like trim some of these outliers here, right? It's just not super great. And we go from a monthly perspective, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, 7 months that would have broken the combine. So that's one where it looks like maybe there is teeny bit of edge to it. But it's not very good. Not very consistent. Not very consistent. We should change it to Sharpe ratio. The Sharpe ratio is really the thing that is like going to be like the best indication of how good it is. Oh, I wish Reginald was, maybe here on Reginald. Oh, he takes a 50 period. I'm going to have to backtest that one off stream because it'll take like 20 minutes. Maybe we could try Reginald again with a different period, though. There's double bottom pivot. This one is really interesting, too. That didn't take enough trades, though. Yeah. And that's on a 10 period, too, so... Yeah, that one's a no from... That's going to be a no from me. Brandon was another one that it seemed like it wasn't performing the way that we expected when we were backtesting it. That might have just been that time period, but nah, I don't know if I really want to spend time on that one. Okay, but the volume weighted moving average one was one. Okay, so I only back tested it over a year. But it's a pretty steep drawdown. So when we come back to here and we come on a daily, okay. Oh, okay. Net profit. Oh yeah. It's a tick replay though. This is the breakout one, right? This one is actually not unlike Ace's strategy. It's a lot like Ace's strategy, but like much higher view. But I mean, look at that. If we give them like a better risk management so that you manage those days so that those days stop, that might be worth trading. Might be worth trading. But to backtest that one would take us some time. So do that. So that's on my list to look at later today. Delta CTI. That one could be interesting. Oh, that one was a tick replay too? Maybe not. Maybe not. I forget what Indy was doing. Oh, Fourier. Man, that one was so weird. That's another one that's like, why does this work? But then it seemed like, oh, actually, why didn't that one work? It only goes long. I think the problem with this one is that it just that it only goes long. Basically. And then, yeah, once we start getting below that, it starts being like questionable if it's even worth it, right? Like here, Bollinger Strat is probably a great example. So I went and did what's the best Bollinger Band. I was going to make this into a video. I never did. 10 period, 22 tick stop, small target. It's 5 deviation. Oh, wait. Which one was this? Bollinger, just Bollinger Strat. Okay. Let's add this thing to it. Might make it even better. Though the issue with this one is that the most two trades per day. That's not bad actually. That's not bad actually. Here we come back over to here. Let's make sure that this is now today. And the most recent instrument, of course. So using 621, I guess. And how many iterations is that going to be? Oh, only 15. That does not what you wanted. Oh, geez. What? Really? Really? That makes it a lot worse. So let's see how much of that was, because we changed two things, right? We changed that it was not flipping, and we changed that it was the time, you started adding more data. I don't know what's wrong with that one. There must be something messed up about the way I'm using it. Like I've changed the strategy. It's probably that I've changed the strategy and the parameters aren't actually the same. Something like that. Anyways. Did I? Now, where did I put... Huh. Where did I move Reginald to? I think I made a folder for like the defunct ones, right? No. Or maybe I just never moved him over to here. Ah, there he is, right there. Yeah. $50 period. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, I see. Ah, I see. Oh, that one makes sense. The thing with Reginald is that it was so simple. Well, it wasn't, it's not, I wouldn't say it's simple, but it's not like weird. Some of these ones are like really weird. This one was like, I went through and I did the thing and it just looked good. It's just not a lot of samples. That's the problem. So then I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, well, because I'm doing like a 50 period. You know, if I do 10, to today on 6/21, and we'll just bring it over here. And I'll run him. Daily FX, high, low, open, close charts are discussed. It just reminds me of that whole thing yesterday that was like, there's real problems with candlestick patterns and people are selling them. And it's people that I really wouldn't have expected to do that. But it's kind of across the board, you know? It's like, how do you... dealing with the rest of the retail trading industry is frustrating sometimes, you know? I guess I should wait and see what those rules are, and we could try it. And I'm willing to try it. HF asks, what are we doing? Oh, so I was talking earlier. One of the combines wanted me to revisit and like do a review of them, because I have these videos, right, about the combines, and they're not particularly positive on the combines, right, and they rank very high in the search results too. So you know, I think that basically the gist of it is they don't want that video to be at the top of the search results anymore. So they said that they're going to be changing some of their rules. I don't know what their rule changes are going to be, but they also said, we could give you an account. We can give you a free run to try it out and do a review with. And like my initial feeling is, hell no. Or like pound sand. No, it's not top step actually. Anyways, my initial thought is like pound sand, but then I started thinking about it and I'm like, okay, well, like we should be fair to them. Okay. Like I don't like the service. Okay. But it's not a scam. Okay. It's just like they're offering a product and you're probably going to lose money from, it's like, I don't know what would be like a good comparison. I can't think of anything else where you get this kind of a thing and you're not likely to get your money's worth off of it, There are two sides to it. Yeah, it is. I mean, I think I've been fair to them in the videos, okay? Like so that's kind of where my issue comes in is like, okay, well, I could do that. And it might be nice to be able to run some of our robot, because our whole thinking with some of these robots was to run them using ill-advised risk parameters on a combine and pass the combine with it, right? But I digress. So if we did a combine with it and did a review, if you pass the combine, you get tagged as a professional and have to pay the extra data fees. You're right, Octavius. You're definitely right. I don't know. This is a weird one. Because then my bigger thing is like, oh dude, I'm just gonna trade micro treasury futures. Like my issue lately has been that, like, you know what, I can actually do okay. Like trading the E-mini, I've had some periods that really sucked. And I mean really sucked. No, let's not say periods, let's say days. Like this week, there was a couple of days that were bad, and I just didn't trade it on my Sirius account, basically. It was all sim, but I have like multiple sim accounts, and there's one sim account that I'm like, everything that happens in this account is probably bullshit. Right? And so there was like Monday wasn't very good, for instance. But then when you look at the overall performance, like what I did Thursday was more than made up for, all of the bad, right? So what you get with my trading is pretty good. I make a profit in the long run, but it doesn't have the best drawdowns still. I'm working really hard to get rid of the drawdowns, but it still ends up being a problem a lot of the time. So to trade micro interest rate or treasury yield futures, micro treasury yield futures, and literally only be risking like on a strong trade, $20, you know? Because in the E-mini, like $20 is like average small move, right? On this one, probably most of the time we might only be making $5 to $10, you know, on a single trade. So that's something that, you know, we can work on and we can build up, and we can do complicated things. We could do swing trades. We could do, you know, these spreads and stuff like that. So like my focus is over there now. Like I want to move over to there. And then I read this thing and I'm like, oh, we want you to try our new combine. I mean, if they're changing the rules, then I definitely should revisit it. That's the thing. But they also want me to like change the first video. They want me to change the thumbnail, which, you know, it's fine. Except for I don't know what I would put in place of it. Yeah. Oh man. Well, I would have to just have the logos of them and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't think that changing the thumbnail would change how the video ranks, but it's also looks like the video has kind of done its thing, so I have to think about it. But we did build these, like the thing is we made all of these robots with the intention of running them on a combined account and giving them retarded risk so that, you know, in general they should make money. But they'll blow up. It was just that most of them didn't perform the same in the test as they did in the back test is the problem. So Jay has been doing really well this week though, and we could tighten up the risk on him, could be even better. So I don't know. We'll run Reginald here and see what he comes out with. What's the extra data fee? I only know one data fee. It's a ridiculous amount. That's what it is. It's like $100. Like the data fees are already getting really high for just regular retail traders, but then the professional fee is like silly. I mean, hey, if you're making money, then whatever. I mean, this thing would make money if it runs correctly. If it's successful, then it should be making a few thousand a month. But I don't know. What I won't do though is I'm not going to do their little link thing. They're in here. They're like, you know, we can do this thing where you get a commission on everybody that signs up. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'll make a video. The video will have to explicitly state that you paid me to do the review. I probably will say a bunch of things that would make people like rethink doing it, but I don't know. But you can pick like the title of the video and the thumbnail and all that, and I don't know. Anyways, I should probably stop thinking about it now. Oh, that's interesting. Scott Adams tweets, things are mighty quiet with the Arizona election audit. Can we assume they found nothing of interest? we would have heard of it by now if they had found quote unquote massive fraud. I think he's probably right. But I already heard a bunch of things where people were like, oh, they found something. It's going to be crazy. It's going to change everything and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. By the way, the treasury came back up. So, all right. Oh, we don't have Ace today. So the E-mini opening, we don't have Ace. He must be going on vacation. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll move this over to experiment. Yeah, okay. And maybe we'll try one here. I gotta think. Well, there's a decent amount of selling on the open. SHY? I don't, not familiar with that one. I was on TikTok the other day. You know what got me so excited was I was on TikTok yesterday, and one of the chart trader guys was doing a chart analysis of one of my stocks. I'm like, oh yes, we got the momentum again. It's gonna go up. It's gonna be great. I'm getting all pumped. But then I go back and I think about it, and I'm like, okay, why is the stock down, and yada yada yada, and I have no fundamental reason to believe that things are going to change, other than that I really like the long term prospects of the company. Do it. Sumo Logic was the one that. Actually, we should look up that. When is their next earnings? Earnings calendar. Their next report date is August 5th. See, the one that they released in June wasn't super great. Their earnings per share declined 10%. SHY is the 1 to 3 year Treasury ETF. Oh, okay. And you went short them, huh? Well, they're coming up. The bonds are coming up. That's because the SHY should be going down if the prices are going up, right? Or actually, no, that's not right. It's SHY and these are positively correlated, huh? Bonds are doing well, then SHY should do well. It's a leap trade. Oh, I get you. So what it's doing right now doesn't really matter much then, does it? Wow, look at that. They came back through. I'm going to have to say 2 contracts. Yeah. Oh, that's not what we wanted at all. There we go. I tried to say nope in a silly way, and YouTube said no. It changed it. Really? It changed it on you? Oh man. Jay is still long, and they came so close. They came so close to stopping him out. Another vortex down, and he would have stopped out. And we did get a what do we call it? Gap. We did get a gap here. Let's look at where it was. Or what was the deal? Okay. It was just a 2 gap, and it was a 6 by 8. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I totally spaced. You know what? I'm just off in la la land here today. Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flat here. And I'm going to flatten J. Yeah, I'm gonna disable him. Close position. Okay. And we'll roll over. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be very different or not, but it definitely is. There's more liquidity on the inside, and that's probably why we got there's ace. We were wondering where you were. We were like, maybe he's going on vacation this weekend because he's late. Okay. MES. September. Yep. And this one, ES. September. Okay. Okay. Nah, you just slept in. Well, it's okay. I don't know if we're gonna really get any kind of really important movement here until after the consumer sentiment. So don't discount bond vigilantes, says economists who named them Bloomberg. Edward Yardeni predicts bond investors will react negatively to higher inflation. They would if it's really dramatically higher. I usually don't even need an alarm. I just pop up around 6:30. Maybe it was the cold. Oh my gosh, this is so weird, right? Okay, so here in Utah, it was getting hot. I mean, it was getting really hot. And then yesterday, for I don't know why, it got cool. I mean, it wasn't like cold, but it was like I think it was below 70, wasn't it? Like and a good breeze. It was just it was really nice outside. Basically, it cooled down really quickly. Way below that, you say? Might be more so down where you were, but I was outside and I was in shorts and I wasn't uncomfortable. So, oh my gosh, we did. I wish I could show you a picture, but it's kind of messy. But we built a new thing for my bird because we were moving. We had him in a room, kind of sequestered away, but we're moving him and into the family room downstairs. So hopefully they stay quiet and I can still record without it having to hear in the microphone. But because that's been the nice thing about them being downstairs. But I digress. So what we did was I had to get like masonite, that like really thin board to use as a base. And then we pinned a shower curtain to it. And no, I just rolled over, Ace. I would recommend rolling over. I shouldn't say the word recommend, but I'm on you now. Because the inside bid wasn't very good. And the other one, seemed like it was a little bit better. But it does look like it's more 50-50 today. So I would say like you don't have to roll over, but I did. But again, like up until consumer sentiment, like it's a little. Anyways, we got this shower curtain that looks like a rainforest. So the birds have kind of like a rainforest now. But the thing is I went to get to the store to get the masonite, and they had like 2x4 sheets and they had 4x8 sheets, and I needed to be 6 feet high. So I didn't really consider like how long of a piece could fit in my van, and 8 feet was too much. So I had to sit there and wait outside while I waited for my dad to come in his truck. So I was sitting out there. It was a little breezy, but it wasn't like super uncomfortable or cold or shivering or anything like that. It just felt like I was inside, but there was a breeze. Kate Middleton says she has yet to meet Prince Harry and Meghan's daughter. Oh my. Why is the Hill pushing that story? That's kind of a weird thing for them to cover, don't you think? I guess now would be a good time to check and see if there's any interesting Zero Hedge headlines. Governor Abbott says Texas will build its own border walls. Oh boy. Matt Tavi says let the apes have Wall Street. Oh boy. Yeah, I bet he's happy about it for sure. Okay. Well, not too much there. Nothing particularly relevant this morning. Oh, why am I getting... That's weird. I'm just getting a lot of circles here, right? I'm going to turn it up a little bit so that I don't get so many. Try that. Summers are magical times for the children and busy times for their parents. I'm glad everyone sounds like they're happily summertiming. It's only been a week. They've only been home for a week. Oh, we finished. Well, my long here over here might not work out, but it's I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Okay, it lost money. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Well, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. See, with a spot 5 risk reward, I bet ya we might be able to. But the real thing is, how many trades? 1,000 trades. That's not bad. And how bad is the Sharpe ratio? Well, so negative Sharpe ratio, yeah. Spot 5. Okay. We'll do it again. Yeah, we'll do it again. Do it again. Maybe we can get Reginald to... I could maybe move, maybe the moving average a little bit higher instead of a 10, but... Okay, 7:48. So remember, because it takes about 20-30 minutes, so... Wait, good try running the ace one. I don't know why I haven't been running this ace one. Ace X. Oh, you know what? We shouldn't be running ace X. Ace X has got a problem with him. We can fix him. We can fix ace. Oh, that's right. I put him over there. Well, he's running on these one range bars, which it's not going to work. There's a problem with the range bars. Do you have cottonwood snakes? I think. I have a tree to take down, a large cotton. Oh, really? I had a cottonwood tree. Is it getting dangerous? So let me tell you about. So where my house used to be was like a farm. So like this farmer owned like that corner lot and like the whole street down. So my subdivision was basically built on this farmer's land. And our house on the corner was where his house was originally. Okay. Well, where our house was going, in the middle of it, there was a tree. Okay. And it was an absolutely massive cottonwood tree. I mean, really big. So we cut it, and we had this stump left over. And the stump was big. I mean, it was like, I don't know. In my mind, it's like 20 feet wide, but I don't really know. I was 5, okay? But so we didn't know how to get rid of it. Like they came and like dug the stump up, but it was still like a stump sitting there. So there's this crane, like those little cranes. It's like a little crane truck driving down the road. Just happened to be. So my dad flagged him down and was like, "Hey, I'll pay you X amount if you help us carry this tree away." He's like, "Okay." It's a crane. It's a crane truck, right? Guy picks up this stump, and the whole vehicle goes like, it's like, front wheels completely up off the ground, several feet, because it was so heavy that even this crane truck couldn't pick up the stump from this cottonwood tree. So yeah, there was a couple of other trees that they cut down, but there was a big one that we left there, and it was really nice because it had like a big, I mean, these are big trees, and then there was a branch up there, so you could kind of climb up to where that branch came off, and that was kind of fun. But it had problems. Like the wind would come, and we could hear it creaking. You would hear the tree creak, and it just freaked us out. Like it just was not, didn't feel good. So we finally cut it down. And when we cut it down, we found that the entire inside of that tree was rotted out. Like there was nothing, like it was going to fall sooner or later. And it was a good thing that we got rid of it. I haven't seen a snake ever since I moved to, because they killed them all, right? Snakes. I saw this thing on TikTok about a bird that like hunts and kills snakes. Oh, Gabby took a trade? Yay! Oh, and she already got out too. Oh wait, because I gave her a spot 5. Okay. Yeah, okay. I see what happened there. Okay. I'm down. I'm down with that. Sorry, I'm sitting here looking at what Gabby did. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know if I can run ASAX. I only added that one on there because I was mad at Ace, and I was like, fine, we're gonna add the thing back on, and I'm gonna show you if you take your exact entry, it doesn't work. even the most hyper version of him. But then I like was like, doesn't matter. Ace, Jay is doing great. I don't even remember why I called him Jay. Well, this is pretty rangy. I got in. I didn't necessarily get the most optimal entry here in my E-mini trade, did I? Treasury is pushing down again, eh? I might, well... This is across the board, too. Like, there's no spreading or anything going on over there. The dollar looks strong, though. Ooh, yeah, the dollar looks strong. I mean, like, it was strong overnight, but now it's really looking strong. You can see all the blue since we've started trading. Or, well, since the E-mini open, that is, when, like, I reset everything. So I think I'm probably could as she goes this one. But I don't think that it's a really great opportunity. See, it's like that. Yeah, you get the absorption there. Bunnies and chocolate ice cream are the decoy topics to fool YouTube's algorithm, says Scott Adams. Oh, that's what I need to do. We need to have code words. I like that. I could have gotten from 29 to 29.5. Okay, so this is actually interesting. So what happened here was the 5-year and the 30-year both ticked down, but there was significant absorption at 29 in the 10-year. So the 10-year is unable to move down because of the icebergs. Oh, and it looks like they dragged them back up with them. So you see how they're kind of like, it's not 100% efficient. They're not always 100% in line all the time. Oh, it's not looking good. That one's going to stop out for sure. Yep. So I bet you that when we come in on like the inflation expectations, that it's going to read like a really high number. I don't know if the market will react to that, but it seems to me like all of a sudden consumers have really high inflation expectations and they're concerned about it. What's this? Oh, Jigsaw's main server's having issues, so we're fine. We're fine. Iran nuclear talks to resume on Saturday, eh? I had a cream cheese Danish, and I can still kind of taste the sour taste of the cream cheese in my mouth. By the way, I changed the microphone a little bit today. Can you tell? Because I recorded a video. I don't know when I think I'm going to put it out on Monday, just about the micro treasury yield futures. And when I did it, I listened. I was like, oh, I have the high end boost on this like way too much. So I turned it way down. It was annoying because any little, and my mouth was like really standing out. I'm like, oh, yeah, you guys, that didn't bother you? How did that not bother you guys? Maybe I should just take it off completely, but I digress. See, that kind of looks like it's going to flip back up again. Okay, well, we got 30 seconds here. So the forecast is 84. Yeah, consumer sentiment 84. Okay, so it's not bad. And the inflation expectations were actually less than forecast too. So we got 86 versus 84. Well, it sure had an impact on the treasuries, didn't it? Darn. Missed that one. Maybe it'll still throw me a bone. Ah, that was perfect. Do you see how I pulled that one off? Oh, yeah. That's how you do it, boys. Play the cue. I shouldn't brag. The market maker over on the 10-year is like, you did that. I gave that one to you. And now you get all egotistical about it, Seth. Screw you. Next time you do one of those, we're going to have an 8-tick sweep against you. It was a good one, though, wasn't it, Lucas? For a 1-ticker, at least. Because how long were we in it for? Three seconds. Like, the faster you can get in and out on those ones, the better they work. I mean, I can get them to work when you have to sit in them for a couple of minutes, but it's definitely not as good. I hear Americans make lousy pets. What? Well, the dollar coming down big time there off that too. I don't know, guys. It looks like the E-mini just don't want to cooperate today with the long side, does it? Every time the CBOE tweets, it throws me off because they have like the rainbow profile, you know, which is fine. It's not the profile I'm used to seeing them with, you know. Well, there's the E-mini right back up there. Kind of looks like it just wants to screw me over, the E-mini. Which if Jay's not taking a trade off of it. Actually, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, this probably could be a good environment for some little scalps because the flow is very much two-way. Every step of the way, in fact. There are no wild animals here other than foxes? Really? We've domesticated foxes too, though, right? On TikTok, there's a family that has a domesticated fox, and they are interesting animals. Domesticated foxes. Hmm. I'll have to read that later. There's a story about Kamala Harris. She's been doing kind of like a border czar media tour, and it hasn't been going too well for her. They were making a joke about it. Hmm. Oh, this is an interesting. Somebody, but I didn't catch this earlier. But somebody was saying, how negative would rates be if not for the reverse repo facility? 535 billion in climbing, and they act like it was created to just fine tune the market function. But I'm not so sure about that. No, it was never to fine tune the market function. No. This reverse repo thing is getting interesting to me because, excuse me. So there was a story yesterday on Zero Hedge, and apparently some of the big banks are telling these large companies if the large companies want to deposit cash with them, they're telling them no. They're not taking deposits. Basically, they have so much cash that they're losing money on the cash. So like if you have cash, you just have it sitting in cash. You don't have it hedged or anything like that. You lose money from the inflation of it like overnight, right? That's why you buy the treasuries, even if that's for like the overnight. But they can't buy enough treasuries to you know, hedge everything that they've got for as in terms of like what their regulatory requirements are. So they're like, no, go give it to somebody else. Go try a smaller bank. It's just, this is so crazy. So I don't see how it results in like a crisis or anything like that. But it is definitely a really interesting thing going on in finance, and something that the Federal Reserve is probably going to have to make some adjustments next week. Yeah. I think they're going to say something about it next week. But I think that they're also going to say, hey, the reverse repo facility works great. Heck, why not? Why not have $1 trillion in there? Why not? But you just got to think they have half a $1 trillion worth of money just sitting there doing nothing in the banks. Oh, this, I gotta read this. As Utah's inland port takes more cargo deals, opponents plead for transparency. You guys probably don't know much or care much about this, but in Utah, they're going to create an inland port that will allow them to, bring in cargo and stuff just like you would like in California or LA or whatever. But it'll be inland, and since Utah is kind of like in the center of the West, it's kind of a good place to have it. But there are people here in Utah that don't want it because that would involve making money, and they hate making money. As the Utah Inland Port Authority unveils another California cargo deal and plans for a new rail facility, anti-port organizers are again decrying a process they say is shrouded in secrecy. Who cares if it's... you know what? I think that if it makes money and it's shrouded in secrecy, that would completely make sense. Yes. Okay. The UIPA issued a news release Tuesday announcing a partnership with the Port of Long Beach to improve the flow of cargo to and from the major California gateway and the Utah logistics system. The plan involves building a transloading capacity to move shipping containers between trains and trucks. Working directly with the Port of Long Beach creates a synergy and stability that opens opportunities for Utah businesses. Blah, 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 blah. In a nutshell, the Port Authority is contemplating wasting millions of our tax dollars in Dita Seed, a member of the coalition, to build infrastructure that will help California ports offload their pollution to Utah at our taxpayers. Yeah. No, isn't that what it is? Like, is they move all of their cargo here and then we distribute it elsewhere and we make money from doing that? This is weird. Okay. Anyways, I don't these guys these opponents, like that their arguments and their statements and everything like never make any sense to me at all. Like they're trying to present it as like they're wasting taxpayer dollars, but it's not, I mean, it's not like it's going to create jobs and stuff. Like we're going to make a ton of money off of it. It's just I don't think they actually have a point. I think that they're just like going to like the knee jerk talking points, you know? It's making the repo mechanism a systemic risk in the trillions in magnitude. The Fed also raised the limit per bank from 50 to 80. Well, yeah, but like, how is it a systemic risk? Like, you think that the Federal Reserve is going to be like, okay, you can't park our money here anymore. $2 trillion is too much. Nah, they're not. They're gonna let them do as much money as they want. So, like, why can't it continue? Like, what is the thing that I don't understand with the reverse repo as a systemic risk is, like, what is the breaking point? What is the point at which it would become a concern to the broader market, you know? Other than maybe that they have to raise the administered rate. The Fed defaults when the banks... Well, that is not going to make the banks default. It hurts their profits, but it's not like the end of the world. Okay. Organizers with the Anti-Port Coalition pointed out that converting thousands of open acres into an array of warehouses, parking lots, and travel corridors isn't exactly environmentally friendly, especially given the amount of emissions that inevitably would follow the thousands of train cars and cargo trucks likely to visit the commerce hub. I hope they do the inland port so my kids can see killer whales, said some Utah someone. Dude. Have you been to the new aquarium since they like upgraded it, Ace? They don't have killer whales, but they got some good stuff over there, man. They got a lot of sharks. Basically, they've got a lot of sharks. And the tank that they built is huge. They built a big tank. And it's a lot of sharks. No, but I do. Oh yeah, no, you're gonna check it out. It's great, and it's not just the aquarium, because I mean, it used to be like it was just like an aquarium, and it was a tiny little aquarium. It was like you'd go and you could see everything there was to see there in like 5 minutes. Now it's like a full on zoo, and you can spend like all day there. Ooh, and they have otters too. Oh my gosh, they have otters. They have river otters, and the river otters just play with each other all day, and it's hilarious to watch. I guess I've been waiting for them to like. Oh, actually, we should go look at that one. Okay. That bubble you can pop up in and watch them. I don't remember that. Google Ad Services as blocked. Oh, yes, okay. Members and guests who are fully vaccinated may enter the aquarium without a face mask. Proof of vaccination is not required, but we ask for all guests to be responsible and respectful. I think I will wait to go there until Asher is 2. Then we will go. Then we will go like every weekend. Like it will be like mom has to go and work, and we will just go to the aquarium. Oh. Let me flip this around so you can see. So it was worse. It was worse. It changed the percent profitable. Kind of made that a little bit better. But he doesn't work. He doesn't work. He's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it doesn't work. The butterfly. Oh, yes, I remember that. And they have a lot of birds. It doesn't sound exciting, but a sloth is kind of cool. Did you see the penguin? They also have the penguins. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is amazing. It almost makes me want to get vaccinated. But then where was it the other day? So I saw this headline, and I was like, well, that's probably one of the things that's really weird to me is I keep seeing headlines about concerns over vaccines, you know, but like nothing comes from it. And so I'm like, are these headlines like not real, or like what is the deal here? What was it? Let me go find it. Lagoons Zoo needs to be emptied and burned in a fire. Yeah, so while I agree that the conditions for the animals is deplorable, it's unfortunately not as simple as just emptying it out. So you have to have somewhere for them to go. And my understanding is that they are just kind of winding it down. That like as the animals there live out their lives, that they just won't replace them, and that it will eventually go away. You could be wrong about that, but so because there was a story about it the other day. Oh, come on, where was it? Maybe it wasn't Zero Hedge. Okay. The condition called myocarditis is usually mild, but a handful of patients remain hospitalized. A higher than usual number of cases of a type of heart inflammation has been reported following the COVID-19 vaccination, especially among young men following their second dose of an mRNA vaccine, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said Thursday. Overall, 226 cases of myocarditis or pericarditis after vaccination in younger people. People younger than age 30 have been confirmed. Tom Shimabukuro, Deputy Director of CDC's Immunization Safety Office, said during a presentation to a Food and Drug Administration advisory group, further investigation is needed, however, to confirm whether the vaccination was the cause of the heart problem. Okay, so they're not 100% sure that it's the problem, but they think that it is. And these are teenagers and young people. But only 200 of them. So it's a very, very, very small incidence. The vast majority of cases were sent home following a visit to the hospital. As the end of May, it is unclear how many patients were admitted to the hospital, for example, were discharged following a visit to the emergency room. 15 patients remain hospitalized, with 3 in intensive care units. 2 of the patients in the ICU had other health problems. In more than 80% of these cases, patients got better on their own. Okay, but like this is on NBC News, so it's like it is a thing. I just don't hear anybody saying anything about it. But like I continue to be like, what if you've already had it? Like I just do not see the desire to get everybody that's already had the virus. Like I don't understand why natural immunity is scoffed at. It kind of bothers me. Yeah, you're asking Ace if you should roll. Well, he was asking me if he should roll. I just say it right. I don't know if you get how many trades you guys have taken today, but you saw me. I took like what, 2, and I one stopped out and one I scratched, and we continue going down. Like, this is not a great trading environment. Like. I do not see the why put the risk on. So like think about it. A big part. Well, let me try and present it this way. Let's just whatever your strategy is. Okay. What is really the real advantage that you can provide? I think that the biggest one that you can provide is the risk management. In other words, you get to decide when you do and you don't put risk on. This is what I am convinced is how Ace is able to make the money, is because his strategy overall is not have a positive expectancy, but he somehow is able to manage the risk for it so that on the ones that really aren't working out, if he does take a loss, it's like a super teeny tiny one. And then when it's going well, he's able to allow it to, he's able to put a ton of risk into it so that it goes really, really far. So when he does catch the runners, he's making thousands of dollars on them. Right? And that's where the edge is. So what's going on today that would make us move like that? Oh, here's my wife. Are you leaving now? Yeah. I love you. Bye. Wait, when do you come back? Tonight. Oh, okay. Late tonight. Okay. That means that the baby's probably going to start crying here any second. Like as soon as she leaves, as soon as that garage closes, we're going to hear it. Yeah, he makes money because he is a man of focus, commitment, and sheer will. Are you implying something? No, just kidding. I think that his real, like, the reason I keep saying this is because he initially came in and he's like, here, I can help you make money. I'll tell you when I get in and you get in the same price as me, and we take the same targets, and you should make money. Which I'm not a big fan of anymore, just because like what we know about Edge says that like the Edge will get arbitraged away, so we don't want everybody to be doing it. Okay. But when I started backtesting it and investigating it and everything, it was like the exact entry conditions that he was using weren't the greatest, unless you like way overfit it, like I was showing you guys earlier. So then where does the Edge derive from? It's from managing the risk. And when you look at his trades, how often do you see it where it's not a good trade and he gets out of it with hardly any loss? And then when it is a good trade, he catches a huge portion of it. And it's like, how the heck does he do that? Because some of these moves, I mean, sometimes I'll catch a good runner too, right? But how often is it that like I get out and like it keeps going? I'm like, oh, should have stayed in, right? And he doesn't have as much of a problem with that, right? He knows how to manage the risk. Now, I haven't heard him put any trades out there today, but you know, my question would be, why take on risk right now? Like, it's a Friday. All we had was consumer sentiment. It came out. It seems like that the market didn't really care about it. So what would make today a good time to put on risk as opposed to next Wednesday, for instance? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I said the ES was dropping. So did you take it short? I don't know. But I mean, it is short, but it's only barely 4 points so far. Now that's an interesting point, Etherator. I think most of us use a low risk reward stat because it feels better, where Ace probably doesn't mind having a crappy win rate, but monster winners. Well, but that's the thing, is that he says I just don't announce the trades anymore. Okay, that's fine. I just don't think that he does have a low win rate. I actually think that he's probably pretty close to 50%. There probably are times where he will flip over, you know, he'll go long and then give up on that and go short in quick succession. And that might reduce his win rate, but you notice that he will catch like his first symmetrical target pretty often. The thing is, if I roll over all the instruments from the market analyzer roll and I lose my... Oh, yes, that's so annoying, right? What is your win rate, Ace? He doesn't know. If you go in to... Because you're still using Ninja Trader, right, Ace? You go... Oh, I think he told us, right? You go new, trade performance... And you pull this out, and to say, like, you go to, like, the beginning of June. Go to, like, the beginning of June and tell us what it was. Tell us what the overall percent profitable is. Tell us what your Sharpe ratio is. Ooh, what's your Sharpe ratio? That's the one that really matters. I shouldn't say that, because the Sharpe ratio can be a deceptive stat too, but a Sharpe ratio is much more difficult to do well on, let's say. But I'm going to bet you that his is probably pretty good. Because apparently a Sharpe ratio around 1 is pretty good. Now me, my robot's Sharpe ratio is above for the week is almost 2, which is good. But I'm gonna bet you that you give it a few months, it won't be so high. Or it feels like an invasion. No, that's just doesn't sound like ace to me. I mean, you don't have to. Are you concerned that if you come and you tell us that the win rate is 30%, that we will think less of you? Because I don't think that would be the case. Whatever it is, whatever number you would give us, I can guarantee you I can go and find a time period when I've been trading live that was worse. So Ace Trades, you're today's most interesting trader in Seth's newest segment, didn't you hear? You know who I want to see the stats for though. You know who I really want, because he's never posted it, but in Discord, do you guys know Clark? I know a lot of you guys follow Clark. There's this guy in the Discord that posts pretty frequently named Clark, and he just makes some really great trades. It's like every time that he gets it, like it'll be going down and then it'll come up a little bit and you'll see him take the trade in and then it like completely reverses and you're like, holy fetch, what the how the, you know, how does he do that? But the thing is he can be very selective about which ones it's possible that he's just being really selective about which ones he's showing us. So I can't make any claims about what, and he's, I'm not gonna force him to or anything. But I don't really pay attention over there that much anyways. Now my kids are in private school. I have to put up a security fence, flash photos, go off everywhere I go. Alana's calling, Jason Bond wants me to be. I don't know. It would be useful. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Here's what really needs to happen is you need to come over and look at the code in the back tests and see how accurate that is. And then try and figure out how you do the risk management bit. Because I've programmed some risk management rules, like a daily loss limit and number of losers in a row. This stuff helps the profitability of your strategy considerably, right? Considerably. But there's got to be more. Oh, that is the baby awake. And we'll be right back.
Block cell.
All right, I'm back. I'm more than happy to announce trades in a tamely manner. I find if people find it useful, but I don't feel the need to show it. Well, I'm okay with you showing off, Ace. I just be careful about what you say to other people in terms of, you know what I mean? I say, hi, look, Asher, look, you're right there. You stand up. What is Etherator saying about the way you trade? Oh, you cut losers super quick and yeah. Yeah, he got a little bite on his cheek, you can see. Yeah. I was still a little sleepy. Made a rule of just taking 3 trades a day? Oh, it's, yeah. So if your problem is over trading, then for sure. Oh man, this downside is really extended, hasn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's probably a little too late for me to try and do something, but the question is, how do you tell when the trend is going to be that it's going to go a ways, right? And when the trend is over, you know, if you're doing a trending strategy, then one edge is getting in at the beginning of the trend. So a moving average, or, you know, the cross of a moving average, that can be effective, right? Because it gets you in at the start of the trend. Okay, but then you have to know, okay, so you're in and you've made money. When do I decide to stay in, and when do I decide to just take the quick profit? And that's the thing that I haven't been able to find anything very effective at it. Oh, don't touch that, please. Trend slows down near support and resistance? Maybe. But that's the thing, is I don't think that Ace uses any of that. Stop. Let's pick up a notepad. Pick up a notepad. Okay. You type in that. Now you type that. You type in that. I have read OBV can be used for that. Wait, what is OBV? A soft order flow reader for TA guys? On balance volume? Oh, that is... Have I tested that one? Okay, so I can explain on balance volume. You know, the reason why I've never really tested it is because basically what it is it's like cumulative delta, but instead of categorizing the volume by whether it was really actually a buy or a sell, you just say this bar was a buy, so all of the volume in that bar is positive volume, and this bar was a sell, so all of this volume is the sell volume. Does that make sense? So if you have access to order flow tools, like, it doesn't make much sense to use on balance volume, right? It's an old boys tool, yeah. Anyways, But that's the thing is like when I've gone in and I've done my tests with order flow, like I got to tell you, like momentum is something that has been really mined out. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, there's been a lot of empirical studies about momentum based strategies. And you could go and search on SSRN. You'll find more than one that comes in and says, well, this appears to work in China, but it doesn't work in the US and Europe. More than one. Just because it is an inefficiency that tends to show up from markets, but it's one that they arbitrage out. It's one of the first ones that gets arbitraged out. And it's just been that lately it's been working. So I'm really concerned about momentum dying out. But let's not worry about that. Let's just say if we were going to trade momentum, how can you do it effectively, right? Well, the way that I do it is I say, what's the piece of news that's moving the market, you know? And we take it based off of that. Like yesterday, the CPI was a really great opportunity. I probably should have let that one run because in the Treasury, it was more than just that. It was also the desire for the backing capital, the collateral rather. So the lack of collateral out there and everything. So probably could have stayed in that one for a long time. So news is a great way to do it. But here's the thing is that I've seen A's take really good trades in like no land action. And it's just like, as far as I'm concerned, it was like he just got a lucky freak move. But it keeps happening over and over again. I don't get how he does it. Because when I was trying, because I followed him for a while, I never caught them quite like that. Maybe once or twice. I guess part of the thing is there's probably a lot of a bias in it. Like, because he's going to take almost every cross or whatever, like until he gets one, he's almost always going to be in big trends that happen off of the open. So you're going to notice it a lot. Oh, there you are, John. I was wondering, I was like, is he going to do the stream next week? Maybe it's okay if he doesn't, because I didn't see it. The title of my trading book. There you go. I'm telling you, it's the risk management. Your hair is pretty messy, dude. See, the thing that I think I'm bad at is that I will see time periods where it's moving, and so I'm like, there's lots of opportunity, but I'm not able to manage very well when I really have edge and when I don't. And so it's been many times where I end up taking on excessive risk or even revenge trading in situations where I really shouldn't. And I think one of the reasons why, even though I've been having a lot of success lately, it still makes me nervous is because a lot of the times where I've made good trades, it was from like doubling down and that sort of a thing. Like yesterday was a good example, right? Like the trade in the E-mini worked out almost perfectly. But the trade in the Treasury, I averaged in a position. I averaged into it to make that one work, even though it was totally the right trade. But I averaged into it. That is willingness to accept being stopped out quickly. Well, that's true too. But I've been using like the same stop parameters. The thing is I tried trading it like using the same entry parameters, but not not going for the really big runners. And that one didn't work out. I just didn't get a high enough win rate. And there was some time periods where it was just like it was wrong over and over and over and over again. If we could add a fake ace with a blurred face and distorted voice. Oh man. You know what? Maybe I should just show you guys. Let me show you guys something. Because I was planning on doing this over my vacation, but now that we've got the micro treasury yield futures, I'm probably going to spend all my time on that. So I made a little website called scamwiki.org. Scamwiki. And then on Scamwiki, you can go down here into categories, cryptocurrencies. See? I made a couple of categories. Coins. BitConnect. And then I made an article about BitConnect. And it says, BitConnect was a Bitcoin investment lending platform at its height. I thought I had a funnier description than that. Never mind. Anyways, so you can all go to scamwiki.org, make make an account, and start writing pages if you're interested in that. You really know how to blow a relaxing. I do, because here's the thing, John, is like I'm gonna go. You went down. Okay, man, you're holding that raccoon awfully tight. Make sure he can breathe. What's going to happen, and what always happens, is I go down and all of the kids are playing and all of the adults don't really do anything or talk, and I'm bored. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get really complicated bond market modeling books, and I'm going to pull out my notebook and I'm going to take notes, and I am going to learn all about modeling the yield curve. That's what I'm going to do. 100%. I was going to research scams and write stuff about them on ScamWiki. And then I was going to show it to you guys afterwards, but since that's not a thing, I show you. Man, you should have been here yesterday, bots, because I wanted to talk about something with you. Well, I mean, on stream. But did you see the new lizard indicators thing? I gave you the candlestick strategy, didn't I? I think I did. I think you have the candlestick strategy. I made it for you. So they have like a new indicator on lizard indicators that is basically the same as the built-in NinjaTrader candlestick strategy, as far as I can tell. Like the signals, like the candlestick patterns that it signals off of are the same. And they're charging $225 for it. Yeah, it was his latest presentation. The one that was like 2 days ago on Wednesday. No, I didn't see it. Oh man. I think AK recorded it. Yeah, we could send you the link, but oh my gosh. It look, I can't believe that they were charging $225 for that indicator. I was like, and then they were like, oh, you can backtest it and everything. And I've backtested all of those. They aren't very good. Did they improve the order flow tools from NinjaTrader 8 at least? The footprint from Ninja 6? Oh, really? I actually kind of like the footprint in Ninja. I mean, it's not the best looking, yeah, but it's got what you need. So it shows you it basically, if there's a candlestick pattern, because there's a candlestick indicator in NinjaTrader 8, right? But their candlestick pattern, it will like draw a box around it and all that sort of stuff. It's so bad. You like the jigsaw one though? I mean, I really like the jigsaw. Well, I wouldn't say I really like, but I think that the jigsaw one is sufficient, but it doesn't have the ability to aggregate levels. So like, I feel like that the footprint chart on the E-mini is completely useless when it's moving like 100 points a day, you know? I want to be able to see it aggregated. Every 4 ticks, show me those together. And you can't do that in Jigsaw yet, but you can do that in NinjaTrader. You want to know what will revolutionize candlesticks? Nope. I wish that you had just told me all in one sentence instead of leaving me waiting in anticipation. Anyways. But the thing that was so, like, grating about it to me was they're like, and then you can backtest them using the Shark backtester thing. Because there is an oddity. Haha, it's like an ADD. Okay. No, there is an oddity with NinjaTrader's candlestick patterns. The enum that you have to access to use them doesn't like to export for some reason. So like if I try and export the indicator, it won't take it. So they've probably found a way around that. It might be just creating their own, like duplicating all of the functionality. So like I can't give you a zip file, but in the downloads channel, I left the strategy. So you can go through and you can backtest all of the different indicators, and you can select how strong of a trend you want to go along with them and everything, and you can see the outlays on them. Oh, well, I can add. Yeah. It's like an ad. Anyways, and my conclusion after doing a lot of backtests and everything was that because candlestick patterns are fairly isolated, you can appear to get really good outlays. But if you have a large enough sample size and you really need a really large sample size, you'll realize that there isn't really much edge to them. And basically what will happen is a pattern will work really well one year, and then the next year will be a completely different pattern that does best. Is having the volume at price on the candlesticks by default instead of having to build for it. Oh, I gotcha. Oh, it was a root run ad. Okay. Anyways, when I saw that, I went and I posted it because I made it grated on me so much that they were charging $225 for it, and like those are good guys, you know, like. I can't for the life of me figure. Well, I tell you what happened. Here's what I think happened is Lizard indicators, because they have this, you get $150 and they give you a ton of indicators, and they're way better than, I'm not saying that they give you edge per se, but they're way better than the built-in NinjaTrader ones. There's a lot more, they backtest a lot better than the built-in ones. But I bet you what happened was Shark Indicators came along and said, hey, we want to do something with you. You know, we'll give you some sort of extra thing. And so they made this agreement like, oh, if you get Shark Indicators, then you get this indicator for free and yada, 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 yada. Right? That's probably what's going on. Because that was the other thing, is there's a combine. One of the combines want me to do the combine. So we were going through all of the algorithms and being like, well, maybe we're ready to try some of these on a combine if they do it for free. Lizard has been working with Shark for years now. Oh, okay. Because the deal was, as I recall, was that if you do Shark Indicators, that you their little suite that lets you like backtest things with like a GUI interface of sorts, then you get their candlestick pattern thing for free. But on the Lizard Indicators website, it's listed for $225, which is such a ripoff in my opinion. You have a title for today? Maybe my title should be I'm going on vacation next week. Almost right from when Fat Tails first launched Lizard. Now, one of the things that I've been unsure about is like, because there's two people that do Lizard Indicators, and I'm not sure if the one that I always see talking about everything is Fat Tails. I don't think it is. But Like the thing is I look at Lizard indicators and I'm like, okay, they offer their package for $150. I should offer my package for $100, right? But then they offer these things for $225, and I'm like, nah, you know what? The inventory cost basis, I could charge $300 for that, $400 for that. He's the programmer and rarely speaks. Okay, gotcha. I don't know. It really rubbed me the wrong way, because they're one of the people I was like, yes, this is the way, this is the model, guys. This is the way that it should be done. And then they went and they made this trash indicator and charged a ton for it. It's just like, ugh. Never mind. Yeah, okay, I get you. Yeah, the webinars and the YouTube. So I was hoping they should make indicators more often. They should post more content, but whatever. I think I'm going to make today's video title be I'm going on vacation next week. Day Trading Futures live stream 11th June 2021. Save. Yep. Anyways, but maybe we'll chat a little bit later today, bots, after I do all my work meetings and stuff. I can tell you the other thing that's going on and see what you think about that. Because that one I was like, but I don't like that. But then actually I do like that. But then, what can we do with this? I don't know. Yeah, he rewrote the Unirenko bars so that they would work with Shark. I'm just not a fan of the Renko bars at all, man. Anyways, I gotta go, guys. Stay profitable, friends.